You guys have been absolutely crazy. You've been subscribing to this channel even though I haven't been posting anything. That's super cool. So I feel like there's a big change in the internet right now. There's like no in between of like either you love China or you hate China. And well, personally me, I've lived there for half a year. I've also lived in Taiwan. Whether or not you consider that as China, that's up to you. And everything I see online, whether it is positive or negative, it kind of hits me somewhere in my nerve because it's something that when I've actually been there, it feels like I know a little bit more than some people that just go there, take a video, or some people that never even go there. And then they like speak shit about China or praise China when they haven't even been to the actual country. I like to talk about China. I love China in a way because it's like a nice subject to talk about. Chinese culture is amazing. Chinese people are very, very nice. I don't want to make polarizing content about China. This is just me talking about China as a Finnish person. And actually, Finland was voted 8 times. Finland has been the most happy country. And also we have the best schooling system in the world.
For example, in Finnish language and literature, we talk about fake news, source analysis, media criticism.
Which is also free. Thank you, government. And I can now use my critical thinking skills into not talking trash about other countries, at least too much. So now I want to go back to the time when I was in China, just to reminisce about things, or maybe you also feel like you miss China. At least according to my statistics, there's a lot of people watching this from America. So if there's somebody who's, for example, Chinese or has Chinese heritage, I'm sure that all of my classmates from Shanghai University, all of the exchange students, they will also relate to this. These are the top 5 things I miss about China. But first, we're gonna talk about the stuff I don't miss about China, which were public smoking. It was very common for everybody to smoke a lot. It's just crazy how much people smoke in China. Also indoors, also in restaurants, huge crowds. The crowds are sometimes like colossal. And if it's a weekend or some kind of public holiday, there's like, I don't know how to even like explain how bad it is, but like in China, the amount of people is just so huge. This is of course coming from a person who lives in Helsinki, and Helsinki has 600,000 people, I think. My district in China, in Shanghai, was like 1 million people or something. Like just the district. China is just huge. There's so many people there. It's so annoying to go to tourist places. They're jam-packed, especially in the holidays. But if you go off-season, they're completely empty. I went to the Terracotta Warriors, this thing, and bought this from there. I went to the Terracotta Warriors in March, and it was completely empty. Maybe like 100 people there. I felt really nice. So that's a pro tip for everybody traveling to China. And the third thing I hate about, this sounds so bad, I don't hate it about China, but the English proficiency is low. But the way the Chinese are taught English, this is also a personal gripe as a Finnish person with the best schooling system in the world. As you can hear from my English, I think you can probably understand what I'm saying. People in universities know how to write English and read English. They might not know how to speak it well, because the schooling system in China teaches people to write and read, and speaking is kind of on the side. Outside the university campuses, it's impossible to speak English, like nobody knows how to speak English, even though a translator works perfectly. But let's go to the actual video. These are actually the top 5 things I miss about China. Oh my days. And number 1 is Hello Bike and the bike sharing culture. As you probably know, my first video on YouTube actually, I rode my bicycle across Sweden from the east coast to the west coast. Yeah, I just love biking. So having the biking system in China was amazing. Like it was so good. Like you could get a bike for like 10 cents. It was like super cheap. You could rent it with your phone. So like you look on the street and you just see a blue bike or a yellow bike, and then you just take out your app, open WeChat, and then you bicycle. It's so great. It's amazing. But the Finnish system, like the bikes are good, but they cost a lot. It's not as good as the Chinese one. I just prefer the Chinese ones. And also one thing I miss so much, the sound of the Hello Bike. I love it so much because I used to hear that from my window, from my like apartment or like the sweatshop where I lived. I can link the video of the house tour somewhere here. But because it was really hot outside, we always had the window open and you could always hear the bikes unlocking and locking, because nothing in Finland, like there's one thing, if the government of Finland is watching right now, or somebody who's in charge of the freaking transportation system. I love the transportation system in Finland, but the soundscape is horrible. It's so fucking shit because they don't think about it in any way. I don't know why, but if workers would like go to another country like China, or they would go to the Taiwanese metro or the Korean, like the Seoul metro, they all have like a soundscape. If somebody has been to Korea, for example, or Taiwan, the metro stations sing. In Shanghai, they have this really nice like narrator that says the stops. But if you would hear the stop sounds here in Finland, they are so bad. Second thing that I love about Shanghai and about China in general is the street food culture. It's cheap, tasty, and always nearby. So every time there was night and everything was closed, there was this one old dude that used to make the best fried noodles I have ever tasted. And this guy saved my life so many times, especially when I was like studying the whole day. I didn't eat anything after like lunch. And then I just go to him, give him like 15 yuan, which is like 2 euros. And then he gives me like this big pot of fried noodles. I don't know why, but I never got sick from it. It was still like good quality food. When the stores are actually open, oh my days, it's amazing. You can get all kinds of dumplings, all kinds of noodles, all kinds of meat, everything. It's so amazing and unhealthy. Okay, the next thing what I miss about China. The prices were so affordable. Also, the purchasing power of a Chinese person is lower, so the prices have been accumulated to that. Okay, number 4 thing, what I miss about China, public transport quality. Even though the public transport here in Helsinki is good, but the quality of the public transportation in Shanghai, oh my days, it's so good. It's just the Shanghai metro, it has like, I don't know how many lines, but many lines, and they go from wherever like they go everywhere. Even if you can't get anything like a bus or a metro in Shanghai, you can get a taxi for 5 euros. And that's such a good motivator for people to go and visit China, which I always advocate. Always, if you have the chance, travel to China. Or anywhere, or to Taiwan. That's also a really nice place to go. Like last week, I spoke to some Finnish guy at the bar, and he was like, yeah, my brother's dog's nephew's son went to China 30 years ago, and it was terrible, so that's why China is terrible. I'm like, what the You have to go there yourself and then see how it was. But if you've been to China, you know what I mean. The 5th thing I miss about China is the fast-paced life and infrastructure growth, which is so bad in Finland. Like there's this road in Helsinki that's like the main road that goes through the whole city. They've been renovating it for like 3 years. It's so horrible because it's just one road. It's so slow and so expensive to build everything here. Of course, we have like people get good wages. They have also good protection on like working safety and stuff like that. There was this one time, this was not in China, it was in Taiwan, but in Taipei, I went from my dorm in Taipei and I went to the night market to get some food. But the night market, suddenly just everything went dark and there was a power outage. I couldn't see anything. Like this kind of thing under the ground that changes the electricity. It was blown up, it was destroyed. The same night, There were workers opening the hatches of the ground, changed it, and it was working the same night. In Finland, that would take like a week, and there would be like a sign saying, "Oh, sorry, we're gonna fix this soon." It's so crazy how things work so much faster and so much more efficient in Asia. They of course have the labor, but it just makes life so much easier. I love it. So those are the things I miss about Shanghai. There's some good stuff that I miss about that place. Follow for next episode where I talk about which stuff I miss about from Taiwan. And also comment down below if you want me to talk about stuff that I missed when I was in China about Finland. I might make a video about that. Yeah, but that's enough about China for now. Remember to like and subscribe, everybody. Subscribe to this channel for more Asian related content.